Pak Gilang dan Gadiza, saat ini kita langsung saja bergabung untuk mengikuti pidato awal dari Direktur Jenderal CIFOR Center for International Forestry Research, Francis Seymour.
To support the sharing of research results from Indonesia with other forested countries, as well as importing lessons learned elsewhere to improve forest management here. To give just one example, we hosted a South-South exchange last year on managing the social and economic aspects of oil palm development. We're deeply grateful for the government's support to CIFOR, not least in building this beautiful campus under the direction of former Ministry of Forestry Jamaluddin Suryohadikusumo. We've worked hard to be good stewards of this facility, which we share with the World Agroforestry Center. We look forward to celebrating CIFOR's 20th anniversary with our host country next year. We've come a long way together. The third journey marking a 20-year milestone is my own. It was 20 years ago that I completed my first assignment in Indonesia, having come here with the Ford Foundation to support a grants program focused on social forestry. And when I arrived in 1987, there were few foreigners in Manggalawana Bakti, and ideas about the collaborative management of forests with local communities were still rather new. But over the last 25 years, those ideas have progressed in ways that were unimaginable at that time toward realizing a vision of more sustainable and inclusive management of Indonesia's forests. Now, many of the 20-somethings that I worked with back then have risen to become presidential advisors, heads of forestry agencies, and prominent public intellectuals. And during my tenure at CIFOR, I've had the pleasure of extending that network around the world to those who share our commitment managing forests in ways that are equitable, enhance human well-being, and conserve the environment. But now it's time for me once again to pulang kampung. My husband and I will be returning to the United States next month, and a new CIFOR Director General will be taking up this position in September. But before we leave, I cannot think of a greater honor than to welcome on behalf of CIFOR's board and staff the President of Indonesia to our campus. President Yudhoyono, everyone gathered here deeply appreciates your personal commitment to protecting Indonesia's forests as a legacy to your grandchildren, to your nation, and to our planet. We all recognize that you have taken political risks by stepping forward as the first head of state to make voluntary commitments to reducing climate emissions with ambitious targets that can only be reached by reducing deforestation and forest degradation. We admire your courage in signing a letter of intent on REDD+ with the government of Norway and in imposing a moratorium on new forest concessions. And we were so heartened last September at the Forest Indonesia conference by the dedication of the remainder of your presidency to safeguarding the future of Indonesia's forests. Mr. President, we look forward to your address. Thank you.